everybody and welcome back. My name's Alison, the online piano and the online violin tutor. Today is another comparison violin video where I'm just comparing two different violins. This is the Cecilio CVN100 and this is the Cecilio CVN300, so I'm going to be comparing these two today. So the first thing about these is that the CVN100 roughly on Amazon.com retails at about $95, there and around. Sometimes the prices change day by day, that kind of thing, but it's roughly $95. The CVN300 is about $139, something like that, about $140, something like that. So there's a good $45 or so difference between the two. Physically having a look at them, you can tell that the colours a little bit differently. They're all made of solid maple wood, and they both have, they both have a two-piece back to them. I don't know how much the camera is picking up, but they both have a two-piece back to them. They're slightly different in colour. This is more of a darker kind of yellowy kind of orange sort of tone to it in a wood kind of way, and this is your more of a darker kind of flame or an orange, reddy kind of look to it. There's some obvious differences on it because there's a good $40 difference. This one, the finish on the 100 is not quite as nice. It's a nice finish, but it's not quite as nice as the CVN300. The CVN300 has nickel-plated fine tuners as well at the bottom, which makes it much easier to tune. The 100 does not. They do both have the Dario Prelude strings as well, which makes a massive difference. So if you're buying a 100, or if you're buying a cheaper violin, the first thing you normally need to do is get rid of the factory strings that you've got on there and put something a little bit nicer, like some dominants or some Prastro Tonica, something like that. Or the Dario Prelude strings are really good, because otherwise, without the nice strings, it makes it really hard to play the violin. It's very difficult to explain that to a beginner, but it just moving your fingers along the string makes it harder, because it takes them a second or just a split nanosecond to kind of realise what the bow and what the fingers are trying to do. So the strings don't respond quite so well, but you don't have to do that. So for $95, this is absolutely fantastic. For a little bit more, you can get this one here. So I'm going to play the same piece of music on both of them back to back so you can hear the difference. I'm not sure how much the microphone is going to pick up, but whatever it does pick up, hopefully that will give you an idea. If not, I shall tell you what I hear anyway. To say that the 300 is just like the equivalent of, say, an adult, and this would be like a child sort of thing. So a strange analogy, but this one just has a slightly more mature feel to it. So it sounds a little bit more rounded, a little bit more warmer, exactly like it knows what it's doing. This one is just a little bit unsure of itself, but you have got a potentially anywhere between $40 and a $50 price gap between the two. So it is definitely worthwhile getting the extra money for this one, because I can see where you are getting the extra, let's just say $50 for argument's sake. I can see where the $50 is going compared to this one. So I think because this is the 100, this is the 300, they are kind of quite far apart. You have got the 200, not surprisingly, in between this, if you like. But I think if you don't want to spend $140 odd, then get this one for under $100. And I think this is a fantastic entry-level violin. There's just so much that's so great with it. It's not a mature sound, it's not a hideous sound, it's got a nice finish, so it looks good, it sounds good, it plays really nicely, you've got a nice set of strings, so this is really, really good for $95. If, however, you just wanted to go just that little bit more and bypass this one, you could get this one if you wanted to. Yeah, if you have, so if you had the extra $50 to spend, I would probably just cut right to the chase and I would buy the 300. I do really, really like the 300. The 100, like I keep saying, is great for the money, but if you just want to skip this one out and go straight for the good stuff for an extra $50, you are getting $50 or so more for your money, and I can see where that is. So you won't be disappointed with either, but if I had to choose one out of the two to kind of recommend, then it would be the CVN300. So I hope this review has been helpful for you. I've got loads of other reviews and comparisons and that kind of thing, so do click the more button directly underneath this video where all the links are and where you can buy it and everything. So yeah, thanks for watching, do subscribe, and I shall see you in the next video.